The biggest biathlon nations in the world are known for their multi-million-dollar budgets, world-class facilities, and development pipelines that propel young talents towards Olympic glory. It's no wonder that many expect the next biathlon superstar to emerge from these well-established systems. However, amidst all of these advantages, one athlete is disrupting the status quo and turning heads in the biathlon community. From a country that's not typically associated with winter sports, let alone biathlon, comes Campbell Wright of New Zealand. This young talent has taken the biathlon scene by storm and established himself as one of the most promising junior biathletes to watch in the coming years. Before we start, if you find this content informative and entertaining, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing the video to help me expand my audience and reach more biathlon enthusiasts globally. With your support, I can continue to feature more athletes and showcase their inspiring stories. Growing up in the athletic town of Wanaka on New Zealand's South Island, Campbell Wright had access to a diverse range of sports. However, it was at the world-renowned Snow Farm, New Zealand that he discovered his passion for cross-country skiing. Despite the lack of popularity for winter sports in his home country, Campbell pursued his passion with dedication and quickly gained recognition as a rising star in the biathlon world.
Where I'm from, there's a lot of triathletes. Like, I don't know, it's just, that's the sport everyone does. They all do triathlon or road cycling or running. Of course, I could only ski for 3 months of the year. So the other, 6 months of the year when I was in New Zealand, I was running, biking and swimming with them pretty much. I think I'm one of the only biathletes who knows how to swim and operate in a pool. But our neighbour is the owner of Snow Farm, and she kind of took me up there, brought me into it, and she actually took me to my first overseas race in Australia as well, me and her. So that kind of hooked me. I quite liked it. So kind of did that when I was like 10 to 12, and then got to race my first overseas Northern Hemisphere winter when I was 13. And I just absolutely fell in love with skiing. I love the club aspect of it that they have over there in Canada, and just like the racing. So I did shooting on Sunday, but I never really wanted to be a biathlete because I was just terrible at shooting, and I knew I could ski well. So I was like, what's the point of doing a biathlon race when I can do better in a skiing race? Was more the idea. I got offered to join a biathlon group that's based out of Italy, and train with the Australian team. There was just no place for me to do cross-country skiing. There was no option or team or anything for me to join. So it was kind of just, you can join a biathlon team or you can become a runner. So it was kind of like, I'll just join the biathlon, I guess. And we kind of made the refugee camp team, is what I like to call it. It's the New Zealand, Australia, Brazil, Spain, Chile. So that's the refugee team that I was part of from 14 to 19. So spent 5 years with them, and now I train with big USA. So yeah.
Representing New Zealand on what he called the refugee team at the Olympics, Junior Cup, and Youth World Championships, Campbell's journey in biathlon was just beginning. However, it was the influence of his older brother that truly inspired him to make biathlon his sport of choice.
Well, I think seeing my brother try to be a cyclist and actually come to fruition was more like, it just put it in my head as that can be a reality. It is not it doesn't need to just be like a dream or a want. You can actually do something with sport if you're good enough.
Despite facing a shortage of resources and support, Campbell demonstrated remarkable progress year after year, both in his skiing speed and shooting accuracy. However, his success did not come easily. Instead, he adopted a simple yet powerful strategy, dedicating himself fully to the craft of biathlon and constantly working to improve his skills.
Because at 14, 15, 16, I was not a good biathlete, and I knew I needed to bring a work ethic and bring a mindset that I want to say no one in New Zealand biathlon, but there's no one else in New Zealand biathlon, so it doesn't really work. But I knew what I needed to do, and I think a lot of people get caught up, you didn't have coach, you didn't have training partners, you didn't have this, you didn't have this. But if you're just skiing and shooting every day, you're going to get better at it. So it's more just, I took that mindset, a lot more just bread and water, just meat and potatoes, instead of trying to worry about lactate zones and training partners and this and shots per year and percentage. I was just skiing and shooting, just keeping it dead simple, and I don't know, I like to think it's working for me so far. Once you got to finish school, you got to be somewhat educated, but it was like, I knew from then it's what I wanted to do, so it was more just applying yourself. I live like a 45-minute drive away from the range. When I got my license, it was like 5 times a week, because of course that's a big burden on your parents driving you up, but yeah, probably like 5 times a week, and then twice on Wednesdays before school and after school.
After an impressive performance in the 2022 season, Campbell earned a wildcard spot at the Beijing Olympics. While achieving Olympic status is a dream for many athletes, Campbell had his sights set on a different accomplishment.
I don't know, it wasn't really a main goal for me. So going was kind of just a bonus. A really cool bonus, huge bonus, but like more, my goal for that year was the Junior World Champs. And I told my coach at the time, I was like, I'd rather win Junior World Champs than go to the Olympics.
Despite falling short of his podium goal in Soldier Hollow, Campbell didn't let this setback dampen his spirits. He remained determined to achieve his dream and waited patiently for another opportunity to prove himself at the Junior Championships. During the offseason, Campbell was taken in by the US Biathlon team, resulting in a remarkable 2% increase in both his ski speed and shooting accuracy. As Campbell's career progressed, he began competing regularly on the World Cup circuit and continued to achieve remarkable results. He represented his country with pride at the World Championships in Oberhof, Germany, where he secured a 20th place finish in the individual event with an impressive 90% shooting accuracy. However, Campbell knew that his ultimate goal was to win a medal at Junior Championships, and with each passing year, the window of opportunity was closing. With the championship event taking place in Shushinsk, Kazakhstan, he knew exactly what he had to do and set out to execute his plan with unwavering determination.
I've gotten 4th, 5th and 6th at junior championship races a lot, and I kind of f***ed up the individual. And my roommate was Maxime Germain, and he also f***ed up the individual pretty bad. So we both kind of knew it was crunch time in that sprint. We both, it was a pretty somber tone the night before, in the morning of that race, because it was like, okay, if we're going to do anything at junior, it's going to be right now. Because in the individual, I kind of blew up, went out too quick. And in this race, I was kind of like, oh, okay, just try to go out a bit more conservative. So I went out thinking I was going conservative, and after the first loop, he told me I had like fastest course time, loop 1. And I remember just thinking like, ooh, fastest course time, and I think I'm going conservative. That's probably a good thing. And then second lap, I was like, yeah, you got another lap, just chill, just ski well. And he told me like fastest course time loop 2, and I was like, ooh, that's quite good. I'm gonna sound a bit like a dick, but like after that last standing, I was like, bar me blowing up. And don't get me wrong, I love to blow up. I blow up a lot on the last lap. I was like, bar me blowing up, yeah, I think I'll win. And if anyone beat me that day, I wouldn't have been sad, because there's nothing I could have done better. Like, if someone beat me that day, they are better than me, and there's no arguing it. So to be able to go out there and actually put on a good race, like one of my best race of the year, when it really mattered the most to me, was, I don't know, I think it showed myself that I can do it with the pressure. I love the pressure, love a bit of pressure. And also for Max to be able to turn it on as well and get third in that same race was just, it was just mega. I was on fire after that. My brain was absolutely scrambled eggs. Couldn't think straight for probably like 2 hours after that race. I was just, yeah, I couldn't believe I'd done it. I honestly couldn't believe I'd done it. I was just, because I knew like winning Junior World Champs was possible. I knew I had the capability to do it this year, but you know, you need to have good form coming in, you need to have a good race, you know, someone else could also get really good form late in the season like that, but it was like, I knew I could, and to actually do it was just, yeah, as you can tell, I was emotional, like a little baby Campbell, crying like a child, but I don't know, you can never predict when you're gonna be on, and that day I was on.
The significance of Campbell's achievement extended beyond winning the race. It was a medal that held a great meaning to him. It symbolized a victory not only for himself, but also for his supporters back home at Snow Farm, New Zealand, who had been instrumental in his success.
That junior world champ medal is the fruition of the Snow Farm, and I think because they've given me everything, like my whole life is biathlon now pretty much, and that all came from the Snow Farm where I trained in New Zealand. So it was really nice being able to feel like I've finally given something back. Like getting fourth at Junior Worlds, going to the Olympics, that all counts, but I think having a title is, I don't know, a really nice thing for them to have, and for them to know that ski field is where I was created. Because you got to understand, New Zealand cross country, like my fan base, as you would say in New Zealand, is small, but they're loyal, super loyal. Maybe like 50 old boys and old girls from Snow Farm, just right into it. So yeah, I look forward to getting back and seeing all them, seeing the community. It's gonna be good.
As Campbell progresses in his biathlon career, he has set his sights on competing at the highest level, and he intends to shift his focus from the junior circuit to a World Cup career.
I think at the moment my main goal is just to get better every year. I think I can be happy with that, but if I had the ability to do well and, I don't know, get on podiums at World Cup, I know that's hard to say as a 20-year-old. Like, come on, it's not where I'm at now, and it's a big goal, but I think definitely being at the pointy end of the World Cup is where I want to be, and I think it's where everyone wants to be, but yeah, to the moon or bust.
To stay up to date with Campbell and his biathlon journey, you can follow him on Instagram at Wright_Campbell.
It confuses all the Europeans because they think that my first name is Wright and my last name is Campbell, but my name is actually Campbell Wright. So a very common question is your name Wright or is your name Campbell?
Additionally, if you would like to watch the full unedited interview with Campbell, the link can be found in the description below. If you enjoyed this story and want to see more high-quality biathlon content, please show your support by liking, subscribing, and sharing this video with fellow biathlon enthusiasts worldwide. By doing so, you'll enable me to grow my audience and have a greater impact on the community. With your encouragement, I can create even better content, feature more exceptional athletes, and tell their inspiring stories.
A terrific job today. Congratulations again.
Cheers. Can I also say hi to my mum and dad? Hello, mum and dad, and brothers, and Mary. There we go.